So hi guys and welcome to today's video. So I have been coloring my hair at home for the past year or so, and I have been using products from Sally's like these Wella Color Charm Toners, and I have found that I've had trouble getting these to work on my hair, and as you can see I have bought a lot of different shades. So I want to go ahead and give you some tips and tricks for using these toners and discuss with you what level of lift if you want this to work for your hair. I'm also going to be talking about developer and which type of developer you need to use in order for them to work. So if you're interested in learning more and getting a few tips and tricks for using these colors at home, just keep watching. I am not a licensed hairstylist or anything. This is just going to be based on my own experience using these products. Let me know if you have any questions or anything, and I will try to answer them below. So let's get started. Okay guys, so I'm going to insert a shade chart somewhere over here, and this chart is just going to show the different levels of lift. So on the left we have the color, and on the right is the underlying pigment that will be exposed when you bleach or lighten your hair. So in order to figure out which color toner you need, you will need to identify the underlying pigment. Okay, so in order for some of these colors to work, you're going to need your hair to be either a level 9 or a level 10. And a level 10 would be like a very pale yellow color, and a level 9 would be kind of more yellow. A level 8 is going to be kind of more orangish, and anything below a level 8 is not going to work with these toners. So again, these toners are only going to work if you're between a level 8 to 10, with it working the best on level 9 and 10 hair. Okay, so if you're dealing with a level 10, which is a pale inside of a banana yellow, very light yellow, you can use either a T18 or a T28. A T18 is going to give you a more I'd say probably a more like ashier result, a more platinum blonde, if that's what you're going for. This is going to be more purple. So again, this will not work on a more orange color. It could work on a level 9. You could see a little bit of results, but you're still going to see a little bit of yellowish gold underneath. This color right here will also work on level 10, but it is going to give you a more natural result, kind of like a buttery blonde color. And again, if your hair is a little bit more on the gold side, this will not work. You could also combine these in equal parts and put them to the hair to get a slightly different result. So you could try that as well. So if your hair is more on the 8 to 9 side, which is right here, you will need to use either a T11 or a T14. Now, these are a little bit formulated just a little bit differently. So versus the T18 and the T14, you will see that the T18 says lightish ash blonde and this one says pale ash blonde, which you would think either of these would work. But the truth is, this will only work on yellow hair, and this one will work on more gold yellow. So it would work on a level 8 or 9, and that is because it has blue in it. So if you are seeing gold in your hair, you are definitely going to want to use this one. And in order, since my hair is more a level 8 or 9, I do mix it with a little bit of this T11, and I mix equal parts of this to get a more natural result, because if I used this by itself, it would pull a little too ashy for my liking. But either of these would work if your hair is a level 8 to 9. So this one is a little confusing to me, but this is one that I got trying to get more of a beige color blonde. And this one seemed to pull more gold into my hair for some reason. So I only recommend using this in a mixture if you wanted to mix it with another color, or if you want a more gold result, I would say use this one or the T35, depending on your level. Now we are going to talk about developer and how to process this. So on the box, it will say to use 20 volume developer. So if you apply this 20 volume developer with the hair color and mix it up and apply it to your natural hair color, it will lift the color. So if you're going to apply 20 volume developer on dry hair, you will get lift. So this is not ideal for everybody. This is only going to be ideal for someone who has bleached blonde hair, which I will put a picture. So if you lightened your hair all over and your whole head is lightened or bleached, you can go ahead and apply this, especially if your hair is like a level 9 and you want to be more a level 10. If you do apply the developer, you will get slightly more lift, which should give you a little bit lighter results. What I would recommend instead, if you're going to be applying this to dry hair and you do not want any lift and you just want to deposit the color, so say you're already like a level 10, that pale banana yellow color, you don't really want to lift the hair that much. You just want a slight lift, just enough for the color to be deposited. So in this case, we are going to use a 10 volume with the toner. I do to my hair, and what seems to work for me is instead of applying my toner to dry hair, what I do is apply it to towel dried hair. So I will take the 20 volume developer and mix my color, which for my most recent result, I mixed these two, and I mixed that with the 20 volume, equal parts of T14 with T11. So I mixed a half an ounce of T14, a half an ounce of T11, and then 2 ounces of the 20 volume. And I applied that onto damp hair. Now, when you apply 20 volume onto damp hair, it is going to give you more of like a 10 volume lift because you are diluting that 20 volume with the water. So if you want to apply to damp hair, I would say you can go ahead and use the 20 volume, and that should be fine. Just do not apply the 20 volume to natural hair or hair that you do not want colored, because if you apply 20 volume on to dry hair, you are going to get some lift. And in my case, with my dark golden blonde hair, when I applied 20 volume developer with my toner, it lifted my natural base to a very brassy orange color. So again, this is my warning. Do not apply 20 volume to dry hair. Only apply 20 volume with your toner to the highlighted or lightened parts of your hair only that you want to tone. Like say for instance, you use this T14. So if you're going to use the T14 and you apply this to your hair and you wash it out and it looks a little muddy or kind of like it pulled a little too blue, do not panic and just go ahead and wash your hair again. And usually the second day or second wash, the color will look a little bit better. At first is probably not going to be the color you end up with, so keep that in mind. And like I said, just don't panic if it ends up looking a little too purple or ashy. Just give it another wash or two and see if you like it. And if you don't like the results or you feel like you're still pulling a different color, I would recommend trying a different shade and see if that works for you. As you can see, I have a good selection of toners that I bought and tried on my hair, but there is more. If you have any other questions, you can put them below and I will try to answer them. If I have used those colors or if I know anything about them, I'll try to help you guys out. But again, I'm not a licensed hairstylist or anything. This is just my own personal experience with using these colors and trying to do my hair at home in between salon visits. So that will wrap up today's video. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.